Вот мое мнение какое? Все прекрасно мы понимаем, да, что есть выдуманная реальность, которую они генерируют, да, а есть реальная реальность, да, с которой мы имеем дело. Мне кажется, было бы логично обратиться непосредственно к Украине и к странам ее поддерживающим, например, прежде всего Британии и Америке, что если, не дай бог, Запорожская атомная электростанция будет повреждена и произойдет катастрофа, непременно сразу же по центрам принятия решений прилетают две ракеты. Одна в Вашингтон, вторая в Лондон. Ядерные.
Shalom. All right, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, many blessings unto the elect. This your brother Tazawam coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai with another lesson. And Lord willing, I do hope and pray that it's edifying. All right, this lesson is going to be entitled, You Could Think Them Russians Are Playing If You Want To. Okay? And you just heard it out of this guy's mouth. It seems as if he's a news analyst. Now, of course, he's speaking in the Russian language, but if you read the subtitles, they were very direct. OK, he was very, very direct. OK, and those Russians ain't playing no games right now, man. All right. They on a mission. And the spirit of the Lord is working through the minds of them Russians to bring about a grave judgment upon America and the UK. OK, because the UK is going to get nuked also. All right, because that place is known as the mother, okay, of America. All right, it birthed these Americans that you have today. So America is nothing but the fruit of those Edomites that's over there in the UK. Okay, now America is far worse. Okay, but nonetheless, they still come out of those dirty, filthy Britons also. Okay, so you just heard what this Russian Edomite said, man, and this is the Lord gathering these two nations, all right, to bring about his indignation. Okay, this is a beautiful thing to hear this because the apostles and the elders and the rest of the Akim, all right, that's laboring, starting with our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, has been saying this for years. Okay, even before the tension, you know, as it is now. Okay, it's been taught that Russia would nuke America. Okay, so now we're seeing that the development of this prophecy, and it's a beautiful thing. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can play that part again. Let me see. Me running back a couple seconds.
Электростанция будет повреждена и произойдет катастрофа. Непременно сразу же по центрам принятия решений прилетают две ракеты. Одна в Вашингтон, вторая в Лондон. Ядерные.
See that? So that's a part of the structure of the beast. All right, with Washington being the military muscle and London being the financial muscle of this system. Okay, so it's all going to come down. It's all going to fall and crumble, man. So let's get into the scriptures now. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and we're going to jump down to verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard their silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Now, the Medes that is speaking about here in the scripture is talking about the Russians, because the land that they are occupying today actually go back to the sons of Japheth, okay, which Gog, Magog were all the descendants of one of Noah's son, which goes by the name of Japheth. Okay, they settled in those lands up in that area. All right, Russia, Turkey, so on and so forth. Now, the Medes go back to one of the sons of Japheth, or grandsons, I can't remember, but the name was Madai. Okay, and the reason why the Bible identifies the Russians by the names of Japhites is because they occupied that current land today. Okay, so when you understand the verbiage of the scriptures, sometimes the Lord will actually acknowledge a people by the landmass, but it doesn't necessarily make them the actual seed of, you know, the Japhet. They just occupied Japhetic land. So the Lord is going to stir up the inhabitants of that land, which is who? Those Edomites that's over there. All right. Now, the policies and the structure of Russia is being operated through Moscow and Vladimir Putin. And the Lord is stirring them up. The Lord is putting these different thoughts and things in their mindset, these schematics in their mind, they're being hardwired on the left-hand side to bring about grave judgment. And you just heard what that Russian said. Seemed like he was a news analyst, but he's still in cahoots with the energy of the Bible. Okay? He's not saying anything different. They're not talking about peace treaties and alliances. They're just basically getting themselves together because they know eventually there's going to be a nuclear trade-off. Okay? Verse 18, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. The eye shall not spare children. So once those missiles let off, they're not going to be thinking about all the quote unquote innocent little children here in America, the future leaders, future business leaders and innovators of this great country. They could give two dams. They're going to light this place up from coast to coast, man. Okay? And everything in between. And that's ultimately the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right? Which is excellent judgment, because this land is deserving of a great judgment because of all the wickedness and witchcraft and injustice and unrighteous dealings and lies and deception that's been promoted here in this country. So the Lord is preparing this place for a sharp, sharp sword, man. Okay? Verse 19, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. This is looked at as a glorious place. Everybody wants to move here. Everybody wants to adopt the customs and cultures and language and traditions. Okay? The food. Okay? Everybody wants to, come here and be feminist or come here and be homos, whatever the case may be. Or come and set up shop, earn some money. Okay? But guess what? Let's keep reading. It says, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? And that was the overthrow of what? Fire. Hell, fire and brimstone. America is going to be brought to that same judgment, but it's going to be even more severe and more intense than ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. And those Russians ain't playing. See, you Americans like to sit around and think these Russians just on the internet talking and popping off. No, they are going to let off on America. Period, point blank. That is the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And the Lord's will shall be done. Okay? Continuing on here, it says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, because the Lord is going to leave America as a mark of judgment. Okay? This place won't be brought back into a paradise. It won't be brought back into an inhabitable land. It'll be left here as a mark of judgment, as Sodom and Gomorrah. To this day, that land is uninhabitable because it's a desert. You can't go set up over there. Okay? Nobody's living in Sodom and Gomorrah right now. The ancient cities. That city is a desert. All right? It says, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, which those Arabians is talking about, those Ishmaelites and the Syrians that come over here to America. Okay, and they set up their gas stations and their grocery stores, the buddy stores and shit. Or they little halal meat shops. Okay. They'll set that, like I said, they come over here and pitch tent. That ain't gonna happen no more, man. And if you a so-called Ishmaelite, okay, living here in America, still to this day, then the Most High is gonna take you out, because the Ishmaelites ain't gonna be delivered. Okay, it says, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. Okay, so let's go to another scripture, Revelation chapter 20 and verse 8. Well, I'm gonna start at verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. This is going into the time when Esau came back into power during the Renaissance period. When certain alliances was being made between Esau and Jake, and Esau began to rise up in power through those royal families back in Europe and began to overthrow Jake's kingdom. All right, with the Borgia family. Okay, and you had the Ottoman Turk Edomites. All right, that was rising up. Okay. It says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, which they did, Gog and Magog. Now, this is another reference to Russia. Okay, this is another reference to Russia because they actually occupied the land where the descendants of Gog and Magog dwelt in Russia, north of those of the Caucasus Mountains. Okay, it says to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So there's going to be a great battle. All right, and the Russians ain't playing no fucking games. Excuse my language. They're ready. They're getting their citizens ready. Years ago, they performed a nationwide drill to prepare all of their citizens for a nuclear war. Everybody had to go through those exercises in Russia because when it gets to that point, they are going to launch. They will not hesitate. They don't care about America. They don't have empathy or sympathy. They don't have investments. They don't have none of that over here to even care about. They will nuke this place. Okay? And they're Edomites, just like these Americans over here. But this is a different breed of Edomites. This is a different tribe of Edomites that don't like these Americans. Okay? And they're going to do it. So it's being raised up right now through the Russians. Now, even if you go into the book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, which Lord willing, let's get into that. All right, it goes into that also. Okay? Now I'm gonna read to the top, and then I'm gonna get down to the point. Ezekiel 38, starting at the top, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord, Power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief priest of Meshech and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw. I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with the sort of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shield, and all them that handle swords. So this is war talk, okay? The Lord is talking war talk right here, and he's is being directed towards the Russians, Gog, Magog, Meshech, Tubal, okay? It says, continuing on, verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. Now, the Persians today are the Iranians, and Iran has always threatened to nuke Israel and America, and they're in alliance with the Russians and the Chinese. Okay, so it's gonna be ugly, man. It's that's why you have to be within the good graces of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay, things are about to take a turn for the worse. There's going to be more shutdowns, lockdowns. There's going to be more restrictions and regulations placed on these American citizens, draconian laws, so a grave digital shift. And if you don't meet the criteria to this digital shift, you will not be able to operate. Okay, so things are going to start turning real soon. Okay, because Esau is trying to establish his NWO. But the Lord is going to disappoint, his enterprise. Okay, but nonetheless, these countries are going to join together with Russia and China and get busy on America and its allies. And even American allies is going to get hit up America. So the Lord is going to put in the hearts of other men to launch on this place. Even those that are confederate with him are going to actually launch on America, because the Lord is vehemently against this place. All right. It says all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, in the house of Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Okay, so the Lord is getting ready to get nasty. Okay, them Russians ain't playing. Them Russians ain't playing no fucking games, man. Okay, let's go to what I want to go to now. Joel, the 3rd chapter. Okay, see, like I said earlier, these Americans, they sit around and they scroll on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, okay, Tubi, all of these different, they just occupy their mind with bullshit. Russia is putting out all kind of threats, and these aren't idle threats. Okay? These aren't threats that they just doing just to talk shit. They mean what they saying. And they're on a military operation right now. They're moving through Ukraine trying to establish position and get certain things established because they want to try to reach for the power seat. Okay? China and Russia are coming up with their own economy, their own digital their own digital economy. Okay, so they're leaving America and its allies out the picture. So they're reaching for that global power structure also. Okay, Joel 3:9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And those Russians are about that warfare. All right. If you watch those Russians, man, they'll get into big ass brawls and man, there's some tough ass Edomites, man. Tough Edomites, man, over there in Russia, are fighting bears and shit. Okay. So all these men are going to draw up. Okay. They're going to draw near, but the Lord is the one that's gathering them. Okay. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords. A plowshare represents a time of what? Laboring, a time of planting, okay, and establishing. But a sword represents what? A time of war. So it's not going to be no time for you to be out in the fields, tilling the fields and, watering it, making the ground fertile, breaking up the fallow ground. No, it's going to be time for all your men to go to war. And your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. So these nations that were once weaker than America are now actually equal, if not greater, than the power of America. That American muscle is dwindling. Okay? Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So the Lord is going to bring about a big pot or mix of heathens over in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia Peninsula and Iraq, that whole area, okay, which is known as the Valley of Yahweh-Shaphat. That's where they're going to go to kick things off. And once it kicks off over there, it's going to spill over to other lands. Okay? It's going to spill over to various countries and parts of the world because the main skirmish is going to pop off right there. And then from there, everybody else going to start getting taxed. All right. And when I say taxed, I ain't talking about no money. I'm talking about getting taxed with them nukes. Okay. It says, and gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So the Most High is going to be in the midst, bringing judgment on all the heathen armies. Okay? It's not going to be one army that's going to be prevailing. Everybody's going to get hit up. Even Russia going to get hit up. Earlier in the chapter, in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, it says, set thy face against Gog and Magog and prophesy against it, for I am against thee. So the Lord don't necessarily got the favor of Russia in his sight. He's just raising them up to use them for his purpose. He's going to discard them too, because the Lord is only looking for the elect of Israel. And he's working with them. He's having mercy and grace upon them and their households and their families. He's building their spirits up and cleaning their mind frame up. Okay. Verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, and their multitude, and their wickedness is great. And there's nothing but great wickedness out here, man. Okay, great wickedness is taking place under the sun, and the Lord is not pleased. And he's definitely going to reckon with all this bullshit that's going on out here. So keep a close eye on the news and these different threats. Okay, rumors of wars, because all this is just a buildup. Now, we know this war is not going to come until the MOTB come. So there's things that still got to go down and take place, but it's still showing you how biblical prophecy is lining up with current events. So Lord willing, it was edifying. To the next lesson, I say Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bashem, Shai.